This is K-DramaHaventv. Today we are talking about a deeply serious and shocking turn of events. Former NCT member Taeil has been sentenced to prison. His fall from K-pop idol stardom into a devastating legal battle is one of the most troubling celebrity stories in recent memory, and we need to unpack exactly what happened, how the courts responded, and what this means for the industry and fans alike. Taeil once stood center stage, part of the global boy group NCT, known for his vocal talent and his presence in multiple subunits. But behind the spotlight, a darker chapter was unfolding. In June 2023, Taeil and two acquaintances met a foreign tourist at a bar in Seoul's Itaewon district late at night. She was heavily intoxicated, and the three men escorted her to a residence. What happened next would forever change their lives. The victim, vulnerable and unconscious, was sexually assaulted. The crime was later categorized under Korean law as special quasi-rape, a charge applied when there are multiple perpetrators and a victim who is unable to resist. As the investigation progressed, Taeil was indicted. When the case went to trial, he and his co-defendants admitted to the charges. The prosecution asked for a harsh sentence, 7 years in prison, citing the severity of what they had done and emphasizing the victim's inability to consent. But when the court made its initial ruling, it gave a significantly reduced sentence, 3 years and 6 months behind bars. The court also didn't just stop at prison time. They ordered Taeil and his co-defendants to complete 40 hours of sexual violence treatment. On top of that, they imposed a 5-year ban on working for institutions involving children, adolescents, or people with disabilities. The sentencing came with an arrest warrant issued in court, with the judges saying there was a real concern of flight risk. Immediately after the verdict, Taeil was taken into custody. That moment alone shocked many. A former idol, arrested in the courtroom, stripped of his freedom and his public image. But it didn't end there. Taeil's legal team filed an appeal, trying to get a reduction in his sentence. They argued that he had voluntarily turned himself in, and they pointed to a settlement statement from the victim, who, according to them, expressed a desire not to pursue punishment. But the appellate court did not buy their argument. On appeal, the same sentence was upheld, 3.5 years. The judges rejected the idea that his surrender should count as a major mitigating factor. They also reaffirmed the requirement that he complete the treatment program and the employment restriction. The appellate court stated that the original sentencing fell within the bounds of judicial discretion, and they refused to lighten his punishment. This outcome has provoked strong reactions from the public and the K-pop community. Many fans and netizens believe that even 3.5 years is too lenient for such a serious crime, especially given the nature of the victim's vulnerability. Others argue that the sentence is a step toward accountability, noting that prison time is being served and that the justice system is not ignoring the severity of the offense. Taeil's fall also touches on a broader conversation about accountability in the entertainment industry. For years, idols have been shielded by their fame, their image, and their companies. But when allegations of sexual violence surface, the public demands transparency and justice. In this case, the courts are holding Taeil responsible in a very concrete way, not just through prison time, but also through mandated rehabilitation and restrictions on his future employment in sensitive sectors. This case also raises questions about the responsibility of entertainment agencies. At the time the allegations came to light, SM Entertainment terminated his contract and publicly distanced the company from him. That move was expected, but it also highlights how very real the consequences of such crimes are, not just legally, but professionally. His career, once promising and high profile, is now all but over, and his legacy is being irrevocably shaped by this conviction. There's also the ripple effect on fans, especially those who supported him for so long. Some are in disbelief. There are those who feel betrayed. For many, this is not just a crime story, it's personal. People feel broken because part of their identity was tied up in supporting him. Others feel relief that justice is being served, but they also wrestle with the idea that real healing for the victim is still so complex and private. The legal processes, meanwhile, don't necessarily end with a final verdict. While his appeal has been rejected, the court system and his lawyers could still explore other legal avenues. But even if this remains the final judgment, the life he had as an idol is drastically altered. The reputation, the opportunities, the stage, they're all gone, replaced by confinement and court-mandated rehabilitation. Beyond the personal, there's a bigger cultural weight to this. This case could be a turning point for how K-pop handles serious crimes committed by idols. It might help set a precedent. If top idols commit grave crimes, they can face real repercussions beyond just dormancy or PR statements. Maybe this will push agencies, producers, and fans to demand more accountability, better safeguards, and more transparency. As for the victim, we don't see her public face or hear her voice in the headlines out of respect for privacy, but the court recognized her trauma. In sentencing, they mentioned how her experience alone in a foreign country and assaulted in an unfamiliar place was especially grave. That acknowledgement matters. It's a reminder that even when justice is imperfect, the system can still reflect serious harm. Looking ahead, we should watch how Taeil serves his sentence, how he responds in prison, and whether he shows any real rehabilitation. Will he accept responsibility beyond legal demands? Will he address his fans or issue a more genuine apology? Or will he stay silent, letting the court record speak for him? Meanwhile, the K-pop world will